going to start right out with our first guest. Her name is Cecilia Thomas Parker, and she has written a book, a personal view of domestic violence. So I'm going to ask you, Cecilia, tell your story. Tell us a little bit about that. What got you to write the book?
Well, after coming out of the situation,
So you were in a marriage or a
I was in
relationship?
a relationship that, at the time, I didn't realize that it was labeled domestic violence.
A lot of people don't realize. They're in it and they don't see it.
So the first thing I wanted to show was what I found out, and then I'll tell you about the story.
Okay, good.
The first thing.
I can hold that up, maybe.
Okay, great. If you can.
Yep, okay. I don't know what it says, but here it is.
Okay. The types of abuse, I did not realize there were different types of abuse. Every time I heard of domestic violence, I thought about someone beating and hitting and slapping.
So the first one that you got on here
The first one is physical. And then the next one is sexual, verbal and emotional, and financial, and isolation. And
we do know that abusers really try to isolate
absolutely
the person so that they're away from their family and their friends.
Absolutely.
And it keeps them under tight control.
Right. It's all about power and control. And the person that's doing it doesn't necessarily know that that's what they're doing. But it was also coupled with drug abuse. And a person that is using, they tend to want to control their environment because they have a need. And that was in my case. And so all of those things became, it wasn't so much the physical, it was more of the emotional, it was more of the financial. And
that's terrible. Sometimes you're better
verbal.
off taking it, you say, just hit me, just don't do all this other stuff.
Well,
no, you don't do that. I'm only just saying that.
I understand
what
you're saying.
Even worse.
Absolutely, because the stress from the emotional pain and the constant verbal abuse began to wear on my body and developed a whole bunch of things. I went through breast cancer. Yeah. I've gone through many other types of things that I had to deal with. And the reason why I wrote the book, because as I began to feel me unwinding from what was happening after the separation, I began to start writing out how I felt.
Oh, wonderful, yeah.
And that led into poems that I wrote, and they're in the book.
And you're going to read?
I'm going to read too.
Okay, good.
And so the story is mixed in with the poems, and the poems lead into the chapters. So while I wrote the book, and it began a healing process in me.
It does.
The poems began that healing process in me, and it was no longer about the person, but it was about how it made me feel.
And how did you get rescued?
Through a lot of support from my Christian friends and the leader of my church. And Called to Pray Ministries in Albany, New York. And they really, my pastor, she strengthened me, Betty A. Gilmore, she strengthened me to be able to make a choice and a decision. Never said leave, never said this, that, and the other, never said divorce, but she gave me, empowered me, and through the Bible and prayer.
Own decision.
Yes.
So I want to hear your poetry now.
Okay.
Okay.
You do?
Yes,
okay.
I do.
I'm going to read Reckless Driver.
I like the title.
The reason why I'm reading that one is because it talks about power and control. And it's almost like someone took the wheel of your life and just started driving you and taking wherever they wanted you to go and whatever they felt like doing with you.
And that's what domestic violence is.
Exactly. So this is called Reckless Driver. Why did I give you control over me when you had no control over yourself? Handling me like a reckless driver. driving me down dark roads to nowhere, turning me into dark alleys and parking me there, to be stripped and vandalized, broken windows and dented sides, shifting me in and out of gears of trust and mistrust, love and hate, joy and sadness, running red lights and stop signs by stepping over limits and boundaries, causing lapses in insurance and inspections by not taking care of me and keeping me covered. Motions of jerking, stopping and starting, wore down the brakes. You're out of control. Look out, stop. We've crashed and burned. The relationship is total.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
That's beautiful. It came
Thank
from
you.
your heart, I could
Yes,
tell.
yes, yes.
And
I
it really
sat there
just-
and it just,
But it describes how
downloaded.
you felt.
yes, I
Yeah.
did.
And I've never heard that metaphor before, but I like it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Thank you.
And you have another poem for us?
Oh, yes, I have one more, and it's at the end because it's after all of that, the healing process begins, and then we have to start seeing ourselves differently. And that's I'm trying to turn.
That takes a rebuilding.
I am still going through the rebuilding process. I really am because
But you have support, and that's good.
I have a lot of support.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm trying to find.
And you're
okay.
getting your message out right now. And you're probably touching a lot of women right now that are
Oh, I
watching
would-
this
yes.
and that are saying, you know, I'm in the same spot and I didn't realize I could get over this or
Yes.
move beyond.
Yes, so I've started connecting to the why. I'm connecting to Healing a Woman's Soul in Albany, and I would like to connect with Equinox and let them know I came through Equinox. I came through the why up here. So I want to be able to volunteer, give back, you know, and
What was the name of your book?
while waiting for change.
Okay.
And while waiting for change is because I'm going through all of this hurt, this pain, emotional abuse, all the types of abuse, waiting for him to change, believing that he was going to change, praying he was going to change.
And you know that ain't ever
And
going to happen.
no, I couldn't change him.
No.
I knew there was a lot of good in him, and there still is, and he has a good heart.
Yeah.
But I could not stay there
Yeah.
waiting for him to change. And it seems like when you let go, that's when they change.
Well,
And so
that's
really
just, it is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and the relationship now, he's developing a new relationship with his children, but I've moved on.
Yeah. And your poetry.
So see yourself. Yes, indeed. See yourself. See yourself not dying. See yourself getting better. See yourself striving for greater. See yourself not taking it anymore. See yourself loving, caring, and trusting. See yourself making wise choices. See yourself taking care of you. See yourself pursuing and living your dream. See yourself exercising your gifts and talents. See yourself in a better place, emotionally, mentally, physically, and financially. See yourself being who God says you are. Start now by seeing yourself, then be. Be the one that lives your dreams.
Those are affirmations.
Yes.
Yeah, wonderful,
Yes,
wonderful.
yes,
You have a
yes.
literary background?
No.
Your poetry is very
Thank you.
nice. Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
think it's because it comes from your heart.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, we hope that you'll get your book published, and you'll get a lot of support for that. I know the
Yes.
Y is impressed
Yes,
with
I'm
it.
looking for more support.
Yeah,
Yes, I am.
and we certainly hope that you'll give her some support and maybe contact the Y or contact.
You can contact you.
Yep, contact me and I can put you in touch with her. So,
Yes.
however you'd like to do it, and let's give women the support they need when they're facing a domestic violence. And you know, it's not about being hit. A lot of the pain. And sometimes they never touch you,
Right.
but the pain is
Right.
where it comes from. The emotional withdrawal, maybe isolation, all those things
Absolutely.
that make it
Absolutely.
unbearable.
Right, and the children are affected by it. And there's a website that it's www.opdv, and that's the New York State Office of Domestic Violence.
Okay.
New York State Office of the Prevention of Domestic Violence.
We'll find
And
that
you
site
can
and I'll
see-
put it
Yes, it's right there on the
Okay,
screen.
and I'll put it up on our website.
And
too.
they have brochures and they have information that people can get free.
And the main thing is you're not alone.
That's right.
You're not alone.
That's right.
There's someone there
Thank
to
you.
help. Thanks so much for being
Thank
here and
you.
sharing your story.